Hello to my Girl Scout seniors. If you don't know my name by now, it's Honora, and I work for the Girl Scouts of Suffolk County in the Programs Department. Today we'll be doing the Collage Artist Badge. This is a really hands-on badge. It's a lot of fun, very creative, so you have the artistic license to do it however you'd like to do it. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm going to be doing because we all also have different resources at our homes. What's nice about this program is it only consists of a few supplies that you should have at home. You could use newspapers, magazines. If you don't have any of those items available, you can also Google different images online, print them out. But I do recommend using magazines or newspapers because it makes it a little more abstract, which is what you want to get at. So we will be making a collage learning about juxtaposition. It's an art term, don't worry, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more when we get started. We will also be making a spin on a self-portrait. So if you looked when we were advertising for our virtual program, it does include that you print out a black and white photo selfie of yourself so that we could use this for our self-portrait. I will also show you a way to really learn about focal points in any type of artwork. Like I said, be creative and try something new. You know, if you've ever made a scrapbook for a friend or a photo album with pictures everywhere, you might be a budding collage artist. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to do it with you, and let's get started. To begin, what is collage? From the French verb coller, meaning to glue or to paste, it's the artistic process of gluing and assembling various materials to a flat surface. Collage can refer to both an actual procedure of cutting and pasting as well as the final artistic product. The process of affixing objects to a surface is probably as old as paper itself, but it didn't become popular in the art world until about the 1920s. These are works by Pablo Picasso, and he used the process of cutting and pasting to deconstruct the subject that he was depicting. So Cubism, a style of art, explored underlying shapes behind an object. So it worked well with expressing geometry as an artwork. So if you see all the different shapes that are in this work of art, this next artist is the French painter Henri Matisse, and he's known for his bright, colorful collages. And though he's first and foremost a painter, Matisse began creating collages in the latter part of his life after he got sick, and his physical strength diminished. Collage became a way of painting with scissors, as Matisse himself described it, and the result was large-scale collages with big swatches of cheerful, saturated color. He often cut abstract and natural free-form shapes, creating joyful artworks during a time of personal hardship. For this first project that we'll be doing, we'll be discussing juxtaposition. So all you'll need is a piece of either poster board, or you can use a cardstock piece of paper. This is what I'm going to be using. I think it's big enough to get my composition up there. You might want to use some newspapers, printed out pictures, a magazine. You'll need some glue, scissors. You can even have a marker, crayons, if you wanted to add any extra designs. But I did want to show you a couple of pieces of artwork before we get started, and I'll be doing my own collage as well with you. So let's take a look at some other examples for inspiration. So what is juxtaposition? Well, simply stated, it means placing two or more things side by side, often with the intention of comparing or contrasting the elements. It's commonly used in visual arts to emphasize a concept, form unique compositions, and add intrigue to paintings, drawings, sculptures, or any other type of artwork. And what's really fun and cool about juxtaposition, it allows the reader to come up with content or an idea of what the painting or the story or the sculpture is actually about. So it kind of leaves the mind up for imagination. All right, so I went through my magazines, and I apologize for the glare if there is one. I'm going to try to prevent that from happening. But I found two different pictures. So I found this one, and I found this one. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to position this so that it looks like one person. Excuse me. So what I might want to do is I might have to make just a couple of alterations. Like I might have to cut off some part of her arm to make it one big body. But what I thought would be cool is if we zoom in a little bit here, if you see the top part is black and white and the bottom part is colored. So what I was thinking was perhaps doing a background that is colorful on top and then one that is black and white on the bottom. So I'll be using my newspaper and a colorful picture. So for right now, what I do want to do is glue, zoom out a little bit, okay, perfect. All right, what I want to do is glue the top part, or I might want to cut her arm off just a tiny bit. Let's see. So I'm going to take my pen, I'm going to mark off where I want to cut off, because I want the arm to line up. I might cut off here, this little triangle, and maybe this part of her arm. And I'll have to cut off the head too. So, all right. Yeah, so that shouldn't be too bad. So I am gonna also just make a little mark right here because that's where I want to glue her. That was a lot of glue. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna quickly trim around this so that it looks more like one person's body, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I glued her together and put her down on my sheet of paper, and I also traced the top part of her head around this beach scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these into strips and make this a top part of my background. shapes from the ocean scene. And then I also used a newspaper and got these black and white pieces. So what I think would be cool, I want to make it a little more interesting. So what I think I'm going to do is I had this pretty teal paper. So I think I'm going to add these pieces of paper into my picture as well, just to fill up that space. You might see it going close to the edge, but I don't really mind that because I will be trimming it a little. Okay. Now, no work of art was created in a day, so I am probably going to work on this a little bit more, make it a little more interesting, maybe add some warm colors, maybe hot pinks or orange, kind of make it pop. And then finish gluing down my pieces, trim it a little bit, but you could see it's a collage of all different shapes and juxtaposition of the woman against another person's body. Okay, so let's move on to our next project. So I had asked you girls to print out a black and white selfie, so I have one of myself. So this project is going to be type of self-portrait with collage also on it. So what I want you to do is, when you're looking at your photo, I want you to find a feature on your face that you really like. So it could be your blue eyes, brown eyes, whatever color eyes you have. It could be maybe your sense of style, maybe you like your lips or your nose. I preferably like my hair. So I'm going to accentuate my hair in a collage-esque type of way. And the way that I'm going to do that is I collected some pictures of flowers, and what I want to do is I want to attach my flower petals, and I'm going to actually cut off my hair in this picture. I'm going to trim around it so it's just my head, and I'm going to add some flowers to it, and that's what we're going to do. So let me start cutting it out and then we'll get started. I gathered my flowers and I trimmed them out because obviously that looks pretty funny without any hair. I also printed out some inspiring words to describe my hair or myself. So strong and healthy, smart is beautiful, strong is all a curl needs, beauty with brains. So these are all inspiring little words. I thought it would be interesting to create a border for my picture. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start arranging my flowers in the shape of my rest of my portrait. I guess I could use either side. I guess the green, I kind of like the purple, but the green could be nice too. I think I'm going to do the purple. So I think the most difficult part of this is not about finding different content for it, but it's actually just arranging your pieces together It's kind of like a puzzle piece. So you might have to trim some of yours before you put it on your paper. I had to trim this one a little bit just to make it curved for my face. Move this down a tiny bit. Yeah, it's a little bit better. And kind of like a flower crown. And it's okay to overlap. That's what's fun about collaging things together, is overlapping your pieces so that they fit nicely together. In the beginning, when I brought up the fact of being able to focus on a focal point, although I have my background as pink, my picture is black and white, so you'll focus on the fact that it's a self-portrait. Changing color, you know, if you had a black and white picture, you want to use bright colors to accent the black and white picture, so that way people know exactly what you're trying to focus on. Okay. All right, now I'm going to add so what I think would be kind of cool is making it like so, the border. I think I'm only going to do it on the corners. Finding the right placement might be a struggle just because things aren't all the same size, but we can make it work. I glued down my inspirational quotes, but I do want to add some more stuff too. So I actually grabbed myself a Sharpie, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just some random shapes onto my paper. And it doesn't really matter what shapes that I'm adding, so that's why these look a little funny. But I want this to outline my picture. And what I'll do is also add some patterns on the inside of these shapes. And that's what's fun about art, is that you can do whatever intrigues you and interests you, and you can be creative as you'd like. So I'm just going to start drawing some random shapes in there. So I made some cool designs inside of my shapes. So like I said, be creative, do what you like, and keep working at it. There's many different inspirations that you can get online if you need any help besides the demonstrations that were done today. So I'd really like to see some of them. So whenever you get a chance, do some collages, send it into our Facebook, and enjoy it. All right, ladies. Well, I hope that you had a great time today doing the Collage Artist Badge with me. Definitely look up other inspirations so you can get started, maybe making our portfolio of collage work. It's a lot of fun to get to go through different types of pictures, and it's very relaxing also. You can be as creative as you'd like. What's great is you can leave the ideas up to your viewer. So don't ever stress about if it's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it takes time to perfect whatever you'd like to perfect. So, you know, it takes time. You have the artistic license to be as creative as possible. I hope you had a great time today and hope you're staying safe and healthy. We will see you next week.